Kahle. I teach Spanish at Blake. I've been here since 1998. That's 25 years. And I had Zoe as a student and also knew her as a sibling of one of my son's best friends.
I'm Zoe. A lot of times people call me Zoko too, since Zoe Kosieradzki is so long. Um, I graduated from Blake in 2012, and then I went off to study at Sarah Lawrence College in New York. While I was at Sarah Lawrence, I studied abroad in Havana, Cuba. Sarah Lawrence has a really amazing program there. And I ended up actually working for that program as the resident assistant director immediately after graduating until the pandemic sort of put a stop to all international travel and stuff like that. So yeah, while I was in Cuba, I learned a lot and I got involved in music stuff with my now husband's he's a rapper, so we've been doing I've been like learning a lot about hip hop and Latin music. And so during the pandemic, when I stopped working for Sarah Lawrence, I went on to apply to grad school to study music business because we want to open up our own independent record label that harnesses Cuban talent on the island and in the diaspora, because there's a lot of limitations with that community. And so that's our goal.
First question, describe yourself in 3 words.
I would say probably observant, maybe sentimental, and a little bit intense.
If you had 1 extra hour of free time a day, how would you spend it?
I think I would spend it probably just going inward with myself. I feel like a lot of times during the day, I put out a lot of energy for other people and other things. And I think it's really important to have time to just go in and do anything intentional with yourself.
Aside from necessities, what is one thing that you could not live without?
Caffeine.
Very good. Best gift you've ever received?
My education.
Nice.
So I will always be thankful for all of my teachers, professors, and especially my parents for prioritizing that from such a young age.
Last time you were nervous?
Oof, applying to grad school. I felt like I was a little bit underqualified for music business since all of the work I had done was pretty DIY, but I had a good friend from Sarah Lawrence just kind of say, don't be nervous about what they want. Just tell your story about why you want to go there and it'll all fall into place. And it worked out.
What is the most used app on your phone?
WhatsApp, probably, because that's how I stay in touch with everyone in Cuba.
In what ways are you the same as your childhood self?
Probably in just about every way. I don't really think that we change that much as people. Like we grow and develop, and I definitely am not the same person now as I was before having this experience living in Cuba for 6 years. But fundamentally, who I am, I'm the same as ever. I like to collect things. I'm sentimental. I'm really into emotional reflection about every last little experience I've ever had. And that I feel like when I was at Blake, you could see a lot in, the art I was doing and the things I was interested in.
Okay, here's the last question. If you were to give your Blake senior speech today, what would your topic be?
I think I would write about the importance of cultural immersion, truly. I think that it's really important, at least it was really important for my growth, to be able to step outside of my comfort zone, do something totally new. And like the language aspect was really important too, because I was learning a new language. I had studied language, but learning a new language and then learning like a culture or an activity or something through the lens of that language is a very different way of understanding the world. And I feel like the whole way that how I filter information just out and about is just changed forever because of that. So I would probably encourage people to do something similar.
Oh, I love that. Being a fan of world travel, I love that so much. In immersion, yes, so important. Zoe Kosieradzki, class of 2012, thank you so much for answering our questions for Bear Paws today.
Thanks for having me.